Welcome to Learning Arabic Made Easy. أهلا وسهلا. In this lesson, we will learn the Arabic letters forms and how to connect letters to compose words. Arabic is written from right to left in a cursive style, meaning that almost all letters are joined together in a following manner. Arabic letters can be written differently based on its position in a word. Almost each letter has initial, medial, and final form connected and independent form. The independent form is used when the letter is in the end of a word and the letter before doesn't connect with after. Let's see the first group of letters. Here we have ba, ta, tha, and ya. So I'm going to show you the forms, the initial, the middle, and the final form connected for the ba, ta, tha, noon, ya. We are going to start with the initial form for all these letters. So the initial form of the ba, this is the initial form of the ba. It looks like half of the letter. We keep the dot. The initial form of the ta, and the initial form of the tha, the initial form of the noon, and the initial form of the ya. You see how similar they look? They almost look identical. The only different is the dots, the number of the dots, and the position of the dot. Their medial or middle form looks also the same. The only difference is just the letter. These letters need a right hand to connect with the letter before, because these letters connect from both sides, the right and the left. So I'm going to show you the middle form of the ba. This is the middle form of the ba, the right hand and the left hand to connect. That's the middle form of the ba. Same thing for the ta. Same for the tha. And the noon. And the ya. So here we have the middle form of the ba, ta, tha, noon, ya. Now the final form, in this column we are going to go over the final form connected, means in the end of a word and the letter connects on the right side. The final form independent, it's the one actually given to you in this activity worksheet. The ba, ta, tha, noon, ya are the independent forms. So the final form connected of the ba, this is the final form of the ba. We close the letter, it's the end of a word, and this is the right hand to connect with the letter before. One more time. Final form connected of the ba. Final form connected of the ta. Final form connected of the tha. Final form connected of the noon, and final form of the ya. Final form connected of the, you can see how the noon and the ya look different in their final form connected from the ba and the ta and the tha, but their initial and medial forms are very similar. Okay, let's do some practice. You can always pause the video and try to connect the letters on your own using the correct forms, and come back, play the video, and check the answers. So here in the first example, we have ba, noon, ya. So ba came as the first letter, so we choose the initial form of the ba. Noon came in the middle, so we choose the middle form of the noon. The ta came in the end, we choose the final form connected, because the noon connect both sides. Always remember the letter before always makes the decision to connect or not. If it's between two letters, always the previous letter makes the decision. So now let's write the forms. Here we have the initial form of the ba, we have the middle form of the noon, and we have the final form connected of the ta. Now the letters are ready to connect. Let's try one more time. Here we have the ba is the first letter, so we choose the initial. Ya, it's in the middle, so we choose the middle form, and the ta is the final form connected. Who makes the decision between the ya and the ta? The ya makes the decision, and ya connects with after. So let's try the forms. Ba is the initial, ya in the middle, and the ta final form connected. Letters are ready to connect. Let's connect them. Let's try one more time. We have the ta is the first letter, so we choose the initial. Lia in the middle, the second we choose the middle. In noon we choose the final form connected. The initial form of the ta. This is the initial form, the middle form of the ya, sorry, and the final form connected of the noon. So now we just connect them. This is how we connect letters to compose meaningful words. We are not practicing how to read. The idea of this lesson is just to show you how to connect the forms to compose words. Okay, let's move to the next group of letters. In the next group we have the jim, ha, and kha, and you can tell why they are grouped together because they look very similar. The only difference is the dot. So I'm going to show you the initial form of the jim, ha, and kha. So this is the initial form of the jim. The initial form of the ha, and the initial form of the kha. The initial form of the jim and ha and kha look like they cut the first part of the independent form, as if this is the initial of the jim, ha, kha. Now the middle form looks very similar, just needs the right hand to connect. So I just want you to write the hand and just have that short stroke to lay the head of the jim on it to make the handwriting looks nice and neat. Make that stroke very short just to hold the body of the jim and the ha. The same for the ha and the kha. Okay, now the final form connected, it's in the end of a word. That means we only need the right, that's the final form connected. We only need the right hand to connect. We have that short stroke to lay the body of the letters on it. Jim. Same for the ha. And here the kha. So here we have the forms for the jim, ha, and kha. Let's do a little practice. Mix ba, ta, tha with jim, ha, kha, and try to create some words. You always can pause the video and try to connect the letters on your own using the correct forms and come back, check your answers. So here in the first example, we have the jim is the first letter. So we choose the initial form of the jim. Elba, it's the second letter, so we choose the middle form. And the noon is the end, we choose the final form connected. So let's write the form. This is the initial form of the jim, the middle form of the ba, and then the final form connected of the noon. So now we connect them together. Let's check the next one. So we have the noon is the first letter, so we choose the initial form. We have al-ha, the second letter, we choose the middle form, and then we have the ta, so we choose the final form connected. So let's write the form. We have the noon is the initial, we have the ha is in the middle, and we have the ta is the final form connected. The last one, we have الحاء is the first letter, so we choose the initial form of the حاء. النون, the second is the second letter, so we choose the middle form. We have الياء also in the middle, so we choose the middle form. And the noon in the end, we choose the final form connected. So let's write the forms. We have the حاء is the initial, noon is the middle, ya also is the middle, and the noon is the final form connected. So now we just connect the letters to compose words. The more you practice, the easier it gets. So you can just put letters randomly and try to connect them, try to connect them together to compose words, and don't worry about the reading. Okay, so now let's move to the dal, dal, ra, and zai. These letters are very special, and we are going to add to them the alif and the waw. So these 6 letters, they have very special rules in Arabic. Dal, dal, ra, zai, alif, waw. These letters only connect with the right side. They don't only connect with before, they don't connect with after. So they only connect here. They connect here. They find to connect here, but they don't connect with the letter afters. They don't connect with the letter afters. They only connect with the letters before. So therefore, their initial form looks very similar to their independent form because these letters don't connect with after. So the initial form of the dal will look identical to the independent form. This is the initial form of the dal, the initial form of the ra, the initial form of the zai. Why? Because these letters don't connect with after. Now their middle form, again I said they only connect with the right side. That means they only need one hand to connect, which is the right hand. So the middle form of the dal, the middle form of the dal, the middle form of the ra, and the middle form of the zai. Now the final form connected, if these letters appear in the end and they only connect and the letter before connects, so they only need the right hand to connect. So their middle form and final form connected is the same, or are the same. So that's the final form connected of the dal, final form connected of the dal, final form connected of the ra, and final form connected of the zai. Remember, these letters only connect on the right side, with the right side. They don't connect with, or they don't connect on the left side. Same things for the alif and the waw. Now the only thing is different is the alif. We don't have initial form for the alif. There is no words in Arabic begins with alif. The one you see with hamza, it's actually hamza. We will talk about it later. But in fact, we don't have any words in Arabic begins with alif. So the initial form of the waw, since the waw also only connect with before, they don't connect with after. So their initial form and independent form is the same. Their middle form, again, these letters connect with before. So that's the middle form of the alif, middle form of the waw. The final form connected. This is the final form connected of the alif. We actually have 2 forms of the alif in the final form connected or final form independent. It's the long alif and the broken alif. The broken one looks exactly like the ya, and the only difference is the broken alif doesn't have dots, and the ya has 2 dots below. Now the final form connected of the waw. Let's do some practice writing the forms for the dal, dal, ra, zai, alif, waw with the previous letters we just did, since the ones before these letters connect both sides. You can always again pause the video and try to connect the letters on your own using the correct forms and come back and check your answers. So here we have the waw and the ra and the dal. Waw is the first letter, so we choose the independent form because waw doesn't connect with after. since الواو doesn't connect with after, so الراء also is going to be the independent form. Between the ra and the dal, again, always the decision to the letter before. الراء doesn't connect with after, so here also we choose the independent form of the dal. So that's the independent form of the ra, the waw, independent form of the ra, independent form of the dal. Okay, let's see the next one. So here ta, we have ta is the first letter, so we choose the initial form of the ta. Now between the ta and the waw, remember all letters connect with before, and also the decision is for the ta to connect or not. Does it ta connect with after? Yes, so il waw connects. So we choose the middle form connected of the waw. Now between the waw and the ta, the waw makes the decision. The waw doesn't connect. That means we choose the independent form. So we have the initial form of the ta, middle form of the waw, and independent form of the ta. Let's see the next one. We have al-ha is the first letter, so we choose the initial form. Between the ha and the ba, al-ha connect with after, will ba connect with before. Good. Between the ba and the waw, so they decide how many hands we need for the ba. Between the ba and the waw, ba connect with after, ba makes the decision. That means we choose the middle form of the ba, and the waw will be also the middle form connected. Now between the waw and the waw makes a decision, so we choose the independent form of the ba, since the waw doesn't connect with after. So let's write the letters. We have the ha is the initial form, the ba middle form with two hands, the waw middle form, and then we have the ba. Okay, let's try the next one. So here we have it, dal is the first letter, so we choose independent. Dal alif, we choose the independent since the dal doesn't connect with after. Between the alif and ra, we choose the independent. Between the ra and the ya, ra makes the decision, we choose the independent. Okay, now we have, it's not connected here. I just want to make sure you guys see that that's here. Ra is not, dal is not connected. Okay, ba, so here we have the ba is the first letter, so we choose the initial form of the ba. Between the ba and the dal, ba connect with after, the dal connect with before, so we choose the middle form connected. Between the dal and the waw, the dal makes the decision, so il waw is the independent. Between the waw and the ra, il waw makes the decision, so we choose the independent. So we have el ba is the initial, dal is the middle, then el waw independent, ra independent. Okay, let's see this one. So here we have dal is the first letter, so we choose the independent. Now between the dal and the ba makes the decision, the dal makes the decision, so we choose the initial form of the ba. Now between the ba and the alif, the letter makes a decision is the ba. The ba connects with after, alif connects with before. That means we choose the middle form connected. And now between the alif and the ba, alif makes a decision, so el ba will be the independent form. So that's the dal, the independent form. El ba is the initial form. El alif is the middle form. El ba is the independent form. Okay. Sounds good. Let's move. We have some more practice. Again, pause the video, try to answer these sentences or these these vocabulary on your own, and come back, check your answers. So we have the zai. Zai is the first letter, so we choose the independent since zai doesn't connect with after. Between zai and the alif, zai makes a decision, so alif independent. Alif ar-ra, alif makes the decision, so ra is independent. So we have the zai, the alif, the ra. Okay, let's check the next one. We have ra, first letter, so it's independent. Ra, waw, ra makes the decision, independent. Waw, zai, waw makes the decision, independent. Ra, waw, and zai. Check next one. So ba, we have ba is the first letter, so we choose the initial form because el ba connects with after. and the alif connects with before, so الباء makes the decision, so we choose the middle form connected of the alif, and between the alif and the dal we choose the independent form of the dal. So باء initial, alif middle, dal independent. Okay, here we have الواو, the first letter, so we choose independent. Waw and alif, we choose the independent. Alif dal, we choose the independent. Dal and ya, we also choose the independent, because waw, alif, dal don't connect with after. Okay, let's go to this one. So here we have al-ba is the first letter, so we choose the initial. Between al-ba and the ya, let's check also the letter after the ya. We have the dal. Dal also connects with before, so that means we choose the middle form of the ya, and then we choose the final form connected of the dal. So that's the initial form of the ba, middle form of the ya, and final form connected of the dal. Okay, here we have it. Dal is the first letter, so it's always independent. Now between the dal and the ya, dal makes the decision, so ya is initial. Between the ya and the dal, so ya is the middle. Between the dal and the ya, dal makes the decision. Dal doesn't connect with after, we choose independent. The independent, initial, middle, independent. Okay, the last one here. We have the ba is the first letter, so we choose the initial. Between the ba and the alif, the ba connects with after, the alif connects with before, so we choose the middle. Alif and the ba, the alif doesn't connect with after, so we choose the initial of the ba. Between the ba and the alif, ba connect with after, alif connect with before, we choose the final form connected. So we have the initial of the ba, middle of the alif, initial of the ba, final form of the alif connected. Okay, one more practice. Let's see these letters. Here we have the dal is the first letter, so we choose the independent, and then al-jim will be the initial since the dal doesn't connect with after. Between al-jim and the alif, we choose the middle of the alif. Between the alif and the jim, we choose the independent. So let's write the forms. Dal independent, jim initial, alif middle, jim independent. Okay, let's see this one. So here we have the kha. Al-kha is the initial. Between the kha and the ya and the ra, so between the ya and the ra, ya it's in the middle, so we choose the middle form, and the ra will be the final form connected. So the initial of the kha, the middle of the ya, and the final form connected of the ra. Okay, let's see here. We have ra is the first letter, so always independent. Between the ra and the alif, ra makes the decision, so alif independent. Between the alif and the ha, alif makes the decision, so ha also independent. Okay, next one we have ra again, so it's independent. Now between the ra and the ha, al-ha is initial because al-ha connect with after, while alif connect with before, so alif middle. Between the alif and the ba, alif doesn't connect, so al-ba independent. Okay. Here we have the kha is the first letter, so it's the initial. Now we have the ba in the middle, and then we have the zai again. All letters connect with before, so al-ba will be the middle, and zai will be the final form connected. So that's the kha is the initial, al-ba the middle, zai final form connected. Okay, let's try here. We have the jim is the first letter, so we choose the initial. Between the jim and the waw, will jim connect with after, will waw connect with before, so we choose the middle. Now between the waw and the ra, the waw makes the decision, the waw doesn't connect with after, so we choose the independent. Between the ra and the ya, ra makes the decision, and ra doesn't connect with after, we choose the independent of the ya. So we have the jim is the initial, the waw is the middle, ra is the independent, ya is the independent. Okay, let's see here. Jim again, so we choose the initial of the jim, we choose the middle of the waw, similar to the previous one. Ra, so since the letter who makes the decision, so Wa doesn't connect with after, so we choose the Ra independent. Between the Ra and the Jim, Ra doesn't connect with after, so the Jim is independent. So we have the Jim initial, Waw middle, Ra independent, Jim independent. Okay, let's do more practice. So here we have the Jim is the first letter. You can see now the words are having more letters, longer than the previous ones. So here we have the Jim is the first letter, so we choose the initial of the Jim. Between the Jim and the Ra, the Jim makes the decision. Ra connects with before, middle. Between the Ra and the Ya, Ra doesn't connect. We choose the initial of the Ya. Between the Ya and the Dal, Ya connect with after, Dal connect with before, so we choose the middle. Now between the Dal and the Ta marbuta, Dal doesn't connect with after, so we choose the independent form. So let's write that. This is the initial of the Jim, the middle of the Ra, the initial of the Ya, middle of the Dal, and the independent of Ta marbuta. Okay, let's try this one. Zai is the first letter, so we choose the independent. Between the Zai and the Waw, so we choose the independent. Between the Waw and the Jim, we choose the initial. Why? We look at the letter after. The Jim connect with after. With Tal marbuta connect with before. We choose the final form connected. So we have independent Zai, independent Waw, initial Jim, and final form connected Ta marbuta. The next one we have the Waw, it's independent. Waw and Zai, Zai independent, Zai and Ya, and then we have a Ra, so Ya will be independent. And then, I'm sorry, so between Ya and the Ra, Ya connect with after, and Ra connect with before, so Ya will be initial and the Ra will be middle. Between the Ra and the Ta marbuta will be independent. So we choose independent Waw, independent Zai, initial Ya, middle Ra, and independent Ta marbuta. Okay, here we have Dal, so we choose independent. Between Dal and Waw, will Waw independent, Waw and Ra independent, Ra and Ta marbuta also independent, because Dal, Waw, Ra don't connect with after. So independent Dal, independent Waw, independent Ra, independent Ta marbuta. Okay, here we have Elba is the first letter, we choose the initial. Ra connect with before, we choose the middle. Ra don't connect with after, so we choose the independent form. So we have the initial form of the Ba, middle form of the Ra, and the independent form of the broken Alif. Now we have the Jim is the initial letter. Ra connect with before, that means it's middle. Ra and the broken Alif, Ra doesn't connect with after, so will be independent. The initial of the Jim, the middle of the Ra, and the independent of the broken Alif. Now the final one we have the Ra. The Ra it's independent. Now between the Ra and the Jim, we choose the initial form of the Jim. Jim connect with after, will Alif connect with before. We choose the final form connected. So we have the independent form of the Ra, the initial of the Jim, and the final form connected of the Alif. Okay, find more practice worksheet. Just put the letters randomly together and try to connect them and practice connecting the letters and practice the forms. Look out for part 2.